Hey there, I'm Hugo and I'm the engineering manager on the personal media team here at Plex. I live in sunny Portugal and, much like the rest of Plex, I work from home, as you can probably tell from my busy background. Today we're going to install Plex Media Server on a brand new computer. Well, not a brand new computer, but this old Mac Mini I had laying around. This thing is a decade old and it's been serving me well for testing internal server builds. See, the great thing about Plex is that it's not only easy to get up and running, you can run it almost anywhere. Of course, some limitations apply depending on the type of media you have, but it's a pretty safe bet that even the cheapest laptop at your local store will be a great Plex starter kit. First of all, let's talk a little bit about this particular Mac Mini. I bought this in 2012, back when it came out, and it wasn't even a super high-spec model back then. It has an Intel Core i5 CPU with 2 cores, it has 4 gigs of DDR3 RAM, and a cheap SSD that I upgraded over the years. I kept the RAM low specifically for internal testing purposes, but you can easily upgrade this to 8 or maybe even 16 gigs of RAM. Now, such an old computer does have its limitations. The particular GPU on this Mac is 3 generations before the first one that supported hardware encoding and decoding of H.265 video. This means that if you have videos with that codec and need Plex to transcode them, all processing is going to happen on the CPU. On the other hand, if you have mostly H.264 video, don't worry, because this old chip can handle that like a champ. Alright, I'm gonna stop waving a Mac Mini around and I'm gonna plug it in so we can start the setup process. So the first thing you need to do is go to download Plex Media Server, and you can see here that our website detects what operating system you're running on. Of course, if you're downloading Plex Media Server to install on another machine, you can just select which platform you want to download for here. Because I have a Plex Pass, I'm offered to include beta releases with my download. But because I don't like living dangerously when doing a demo, I'm gonna turn this off and I'm gonna install the latest stable version from our website. Now, simply double click to unzip and drag to the applications folder like any Mac application. We'll just double click to get started. After Plex initializes, it should open the browser automatically. If it doesn't, you can click on the menu bar icon and just click Open Plex. In my case, because I'm already signed in to Plex, all I'm asked to do is to confirm my identity. So I just click sign in and I'm ready to go. After everything's initialized, we're taken to this screen giving us some basic information on how Plex works, which you might find useful if you're just getting started. Next, let's give our server a friendly name. I like to name my computers after characters from the Anne Rice novels. This one's Maharet, an ancient vampire in those stories, which seemed fitting for this Mac. Let's also leave this checkbox checked so we can access our server from outside our home. Now we just click next and we're ready to start setting up our libraries. Plex already suggests a music and photos library based on some folders on my Mac, so let's just keep going. I'm going to click Add Library and select Movies, and then just select the folder where my movies are, and then Add Library. We're done. Let's just quickly do the same thing for TV shows, and then select the folder, and we're ready to go. We have 4 libraries here. I think I'm pretty happy with this, so let's just click Next. As you can see, Plex is already starting the scanning process while we're finishing the setup. That's it, my server is now ready to stream. As you can see here, Plex is already busy fetching rich metadata for all my media and detecting intros and credits to enhance my experience. On the sidebar, I can see my newly created libraries along with the ones provided by Plex. I can click reorder and just bring my own content up front. Like, for example, I want movies to be right after watch list, and I want TV shows to be right after movies. Much better. Now, the game changer when using an older machine like this is hardware transcoding. Like I mentioned earlier, the CPU on this machine is over a decade old, so there's only so much you can do when you're trying to convert a video on the fly. Hardware transcoding allows most of that work to be done by dedicated encoders and decoders on your GPU. So to enable that in Plex, all we do is go to Settings, Transcoder, scroll down a bit, and then check the box that says Use Hardware Acceleration when available. Click Save Changes and we're done. Okay, now let's take it for a spin. For that, what I'll do is I'll open Plex on my iPhone and my iPad, and what the hell, a browser window as well. I'll open the dashboard here just so I can see what's happening, and let's see if we can stream all 3 Back to the Future movies at the same time from this server. So on my iPhone, I'm going to select Back to the Future 2, and I'm going to start playing. On my iPad, I'm going to select Back to the Future 1, and on the browser here, I'll play Back to the Future Part 3. Awesome, this works. But this is a pretty light workload. They're all direct playing or streaming. That's not really a challenge, is it? So Let's force all the clients to transcode to 1080p and see if it can handle it. So we'll go to playback settings on my iPhone. I'll select quality and convert automatically. And then I'll do the same thing on my iPad. Playback settings, quality, convert automatically. And then, why not? I'll do the same thing on my browser here. Okay, this is amazing. With hardware transcoding enabled, this 11-year-old Mac Mini is still able to transcode 3 1080p movies at the same time. While we're playing what is arguably the best time travel movie ever made, let me show you how Plex can help you solve a frequent pain point when you're already on the couch, popcorn in hand, and realize your movie doesn't have any subtitles. In this case, my copy of Back to the Future doesn't have any Portuguese subtitles. No problem, I can click search, select Portuguese, and there we go. I could even do this on my TV without ever leaving the couch. The great thing about this feature is that Plex provides you community-based subtitles. I select the first one, which seems to have the highest rating, and for those of you who sometimes have a problem with out-of-sync subtitles, we're working on a feature that's going to help you pick the right one and automatically sync it to your video. Finally, I just want to highlight another feature I love, which is extras. You can see here that alongside cast and reviews, Plex shows me some neat extra videos related to my content. These often include trailers, deleted scenes, and interviews. I absolutely love going through some of the cast interviews after I finish watching a movie. And if you navigate to settings and then extras, you can also enable cinema trailers, which gives you that cinematic experience. I often enable this and click this checkbox to show me trailers from new and upcoming movies in theaters. That way, while we're munching on some popcorn, we get a sneak peek of what to go see next. And that's it. I mean, there's definitely much more to explore, and I could easily spend the rest of my day tweaking and curating my server. I often do. But we hope this is enough to give you an idea of what you can do with pretty much any hardware you have laying around. So, bye for now, and if you're new to Plex, have fun setting up your new server. But if you're already a Plex Pro, maybe share this video with that one friend who doesn't know where to get started and needs a nudge in the right direction. Either way, have a fantastic day.